All right, guys, you know the drill. It's Rody here. We're back with another sweet video. And guess what? The intro is kind of recorded at the end of the video instead of the beginning of the video. I made the video during the games, but as we started building lineups and I built these lineups, I started looking at the players going off, and I'm like, wow, Kobe White's going off. Wow, Isaiah Roby's going off. These are guys that some of these guys I had in my lineups tonight, and I only built two. Well, I did an MME, but as I'm building the MME and developing this MME that I want to show you guys, we are getting some of these guys that were going off for big scores. You know, Tyrese Halliburton had a big score. Kuzma had a big score. I show you guys how to build a group. Hey, if Kuzma's in a lineup, we're bringing back two Pacers, right? And I show you how to build two Pacers so they're not in the same lineup per se, so you don't want like maybe that negatively correlate each other. We're using the same strategy. We're doing a lot of cool things. You're going to want to watch the whole video. We show you how to exclude the player pool and bring back only guys we want with ceiling scores. We're not playing Lou Williams. We're not playing these crap guys. Everybody in my lineups tonight, 150 lineups in this build, are all guys we want to play. All guys with ceiling potential. Vuk let us down tonight. He was in both of my big lineups tonight. I've scored over 300 points. I'm placed decent in the 888 tonight. We didn't fully get there because I'm missing his score and Wiggins, couple guys. But we still got those guys in our builds. We up Vuk's exposure. We like that Sacramento game. The MME build is going to talk about all this. You're going to want to watch the whole thing. It's a great video. It's got winning lineups. One of the lineups I add up the score, it's 364. Would be winning the shooting round right now for 100K. Would only be winning by 0.75, and that guy's got Segun, which ended up being a good play late, low ownership, someone to pivot to late if you had spots in your roster with the Wood and Houston news. So we'll show you that we actually did have a bunch of Segun in our roster because we kind of built this when the projections updated. So if we had spots available, we would have been able to jam him in there. And I actually got 59 lineups with that guy. He's going off right now. But he's our highest center. He graded out really well. And I was on the later games a little bit. I would have been able to react to the news. I built these lineups with the 7:45 projection, which was after the 7 and 7:30 games, which I had none of the 7. But I do show you guys getting some of the 7 o'clock games in here. I treated this build like we were going to build before lock. You know, and then we kind of progressed a little bit in the build as I said, oh, hey, this guy's getting more minutes now. We should add him, actually. And then we kind of adjusted our exposures in the middle of the build. But we explain all that, the groups, the pairings, the build rules, everything you need to know. Don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and comment below any questions. I know you guys keep filling my DMs up and everything, and I answer all of them. I'm telling you guys how to build lineups and stuff. Don't start till 6 p.m., You know, get your builds down. You might need a little bit of time if you're MMEing. But, you know, I'm always answering your guys' questions. So if you can support me, I'm trying to do my best to support you guys. And this is the sauce. You guys want the sauce? We got the sauce. So, like, subscribe, and let's get to it. All right, guys, you ready for this? We're back. The MME portion. The sauce. Everything you guys wanted, right? Right here, right now. Let's go. This video could be long, or it could be 5 minutes, but we want to show you how to do it right. Everybody wants MME. If you haven't checked out the single entry series video we got, you might want to go check that out first. Build one good lineup before you can build many good lineups, right? That's what I try telling people all the time. You got to build one good lineup before you build lots of lineups. So we got the RG optimizer right here. Let's try to fly through this. This is the same thing I teach everybody how to use: build rules, player groups, stacks, lineups. We don't have to stack an NBA, so don't get crazy. We do build some groups, as you'll see tonight when you're watching this video, that from this slate that we're doing, this 11-game Wednesday night slate, this game's already over. Trae Young, snowflake. You know why? Because played Orlando. They smoked them. But we'll show you how this game stays close, what you need to do. So stay tuned for that. All right. Let's get into it. So the first thing I do is I got it set for 150. As always, you know what I do is bring all the games in. We sort by RGV. That's what we do, guys. We got point per dollar. We check that out. We got all the features in here that we want. So what do I always do? I come in here and I put a couple zeros, which I already did that. Run an optimal lineup. This is at 7:45, so this is after lock a little bit. I'm making the video. I don't have the before lock projections. But I mean, this has the Houston news and stuff, things that we would have wanted to update our browser. Some of the Indiana starting lineups and stuff like that too are in here. But I want you just to understand how to build an MME. You can do it before the slate. You can do it at the end. We can do it at 10 o'clock with the news. So this is kind of what our cash lineup would be. It was pretty chalky. Trey Young and was pretty chalky tonight. He was one of the higher guys. He ended up being like 42% high stakes. Not going to work out for him. I don't have any of him, by the way. There were some issues. I almost locked him in with Cole Anthony. I didn't pull the trigger on it. Got lucky on that one. But we still want the guy. I mean, he's projected good. He's cheap on DK, 9.4. Cabella's been getting a lot of minutes for 5,300. So this is kind of what we do. Gary Trent and Obi are in a good lineup. This is a cash lineup. You got Murray, which he's actually smashing right now. Too. I mean, I don't want to tell you guys what they're doing. These players are doing. We got Taylor in here now because he's starting. So we got a lot of things. What we do is we save it. This is the same thing we do for single entry. We build a cash lineup, save it. This tells us where we got to be. We're at 181. It's going to be lower today. Everyone's like, oh, it's been like 250s, right? Well, it's been 5-7 game slates lately. That's 11 games. This is much more spread out. We don't have to get totally crazy. And this, I don't even think this is updated, to be honest with you. So just bear with me, guys. Like, he's probably owned more than 0.05%. So we might be wanting to target still maybe this 180% in our builds. So we'll see what happens. So that's the first thing we do. The next thing we do is when we're doing an MME build, we got set up to 150. We come into our build rules. We want to make sure our salary is somewhat decent. About $600, how you like to leave. Set exposures. We won't mess with this yet unless you guys want to. And go back to player pool. And then I just run a standard 150 lineup. So we kind of get to see where we're at. And, you know, the big question I've been getting all week is, like, this is going to take a little longer. I don't know. I want to show you guys the 150. It's going to take longer every time we hit the button. So every time we hit the button, I got to find out something to do. Oh, you guys can hit the like button or the subscribe button. Or leave a comment while you're waiting for me to get these built. You know, leave a comment down below. Ask me a question. I keep getting how much percent owned that is. I might do a whole video on different contest selection versus percent ownership. I think that's key. So, you know, right now, oh, guess what? It's going to give us our optimal cash lineup right here because we got to save. See how it says save? So we got that. We haven't messed with exposures or min maxes yet. We haven't even looked at low ownership guys. We haven't looked up lineup construction yet. So the first thing we do is let's go look at position by position. Boom. We got Trey Young here, which we figured he was kind of chalky. DeJounte Murray, Derek White's popping. Trey Mann, you know, some of these Indiana guys gonna pop. Yeah, Buddy Hield, Lance had one lineup on the last one. White's getting some love at guard, shooting guard. Gary Trent in that game. OG, Wiggins cheap at 3K. So we want to look at prices. We want to look at all the positions. We're getting a lot of Gary Trent. We're getting a lot of OG. We're getting a lot of these guys. I mean, you can lock them in. If they're a smash play, you can lock them in. If you want, run 100 lineups. That you got one person right. Now you got to get 7 right with all of the rest of the lineup. You got Jalen Smith. He's pretty chalky for Indiana. You got Taylor some. He's not coming in as much. I don't think the percent owns updated for him. You got Julius Randle some. I want to go through this quick, but what we do notice is some of the spend up, but we're way paying down at center today. So, what's that mean when we go over to our center projections? Scored by RGV. Capella's there, obviously. He's a smash bot because he's getting a lot more minutes now, up to 30 at 5.3. He didn't do much tonight, but that doesn't mean we don't want him. We probably want to get some exposure to that game. So then we look at projections. We see, okay, we got Vooch, we got, Sabonis. I mean, these guys are now coming in pretty low due to the news with the cheap guys. What does Rhodey like to do when cheap centers? I got Vooch and Sabonis locked right now, and that might be looking pretty good. I think we're making a move up. Yeah, I mean, lineups are doing good. So I don't want to tell you this. Why I hate watching lineups by talking to you. They both got around 30. I mean, they're not great plays yet, but they're getting there. My smash play though of the night though is doing well. All right, let's get back to it. Hey, don't get me distracted again. Okay, we got to bring the energy. Where's the energy, right? As my man Steely says, energy. You got so much energy in these videos. Well, it's late. It's almost like 10 o'clock right now, so there's no energy. It's time for bed. Now, we're going to show you guys how to do it. So now we kind of seen some different options. We sorted by point per dollar. We got Wiggins at 3K. Grant Williams is popping as a good play. The Smith guy, DiVincenzo, which I like today, getting a lot of him. But I mean, we don't pick players, guys, right? We're sorting by these numbers. So we're basically taking all these people and we're building puzzle pieces. We're building lineups, right? I don't really care about who any of these guys are. I just know that they're projected to score well. And, you know, you want to look at ceilings too. Like, hey, DeJounte Murray projects good, 71 ceiling. That's a guy we might want. Vooch, big ceiling. Trae Young, big ceiling. LeBron James, he's not even that bad projected. We might have got some news why I did this show. We might have had some news that Davis or Westbrook's. Oh, he's actually the one questionable. He projects really well, though. A Utah game could be a close one. We'll show you some tips and tricks here in a second, guys, on what to do. So the next thing I really like to do is when I'm building an MME build, if you have a little extra time, what I would do is go to this exclude all button and then hit boom, exclude all the players. So now we have nobody in our lineups. Nobody here, okay? Then you go over here and you go game by game. Okay, we're sorting by RGV. All right, who do we want? We obviously want Trae Young. We want Clint Capella. These two guys project well. And then you start getting some fringe guys. Do we have enough players on our slate or do we want them? I sure as don't want these three guys. Do we need these guys? I mean, they have some mid-range ceiling. We can add them to the pool. And then you can always just not play them. They might not even pop in the pool. Same with Wendell Carter. We want him. Suggs. Franz Wagner. Then I don't want anybody else. Detroit, do we want anybody from Detroit? None of them really project well. This game's kind of spread out. Maybe we want like a run back to Boston guys or something. So maybe Sadiq Bey here, maybe. Bagley, not getting a lot of minutes still. We don't know on his role. Cade's only 6'9". He's got upside. Big slate tonight, though. Maybe I would just run Boston players, and maybe we don't need any Detroit guys. You could always add Bey if you want in your pool for a run back or something, or pick Cade, one of them. For the video, I'm just going to go through quick and grab guys. I like Tatum, Grant Williams, Derek White. People were on Horford tonight. Jaylen Brown obviously has upside, so he's definitely a guy I would want in the pool. Washington, we got Kuz is projecting really well. Pope of value, Kispert, NATO. One of these guys is going to go off. You got kind of a congestion of guys here. Maybe we don't need these guys, so we just kind of go off with it. And over here on Indiana side, we got Jalen, Buddy, Terry, Lance, and here's the biggest upside guy. He's got a smash, but he's kind of minus. I like to grab some of these fringe guys every now and then. I want to change that back to that. I forgot I changed that. We add him in there. Maybe we want for his upside. Then we go to the next team. Bruce Brown. Drummond's getting minutes. Seth Curry's getting minutes. Patty, our favorite guy, kills it, right? We should play him or kills our lineup, one of the two. All right, so let's get into it faster. Let's say we don't want any of those guys. I mean, you can always add him to the pool. He's got a ceiling or something. But there's a big slate tonight. And Quentin Grimes, we want him. We want Randall. Mitch Rob's projecting okay. Kemba, we can get in there a little bit. Maybe we don't want any of those other guys. No. Sacramento, one of my favorite game environments of the night. DiVincenzo, Sabonis. Barnes at 6'3" is pretty cheap. Fox has got massive upside. We want him. Remember, I'm grabbing guys with ceilings. Everyone's like, oh, who can I play from the sack cheap? Oh, I'm gonna go with Metu at 3.5 because I can jam him in. He's gonna get that blowout run. Oh, this game isn't a blowout, but I'm just saying that's what people do. They're like, oh, Golden State's gonna blow out Denver. Who's gonna get the money? We're not guessing on which game's gonna blow out. Let's just pick players that have ceilings that are gonna score points without thinking about a blowout. Use our projections. See these green columns? Guys, everyone makes it so hard. We want Vooch. You can massive ceiling. DeMar, massive ceiling. Kobe White, I've been really liking his play lately. He's been good. Ansuma's been pretty good at 6K. He's priced up a little bit. I'd say these guys are priced up. I don't want anything to do with them. I'm playing against Chicago guys. I want 3 guys. And I like Kobe White at his price lately. He's been playing really well. Okay? All right, Simmons. We want him. He's been playing good. He's been leading the team. Josh Hart's looked good coming over there. Nurk's in there, a good spot. These fringe plays again. Look at it. They're badly projected. We don't want any of them. Memphis, we got Steven Adams. He's been kind of beasting it up. Jaren Jackson, a little priced up. We don't know. I don't think we want any of these guys. They're just all playing too many minutes. Maybe Adams at center to get different. My line's going nuclear right now. Ooh, it's looking good. Looking good. I hate 11 games because it takes forever to do this. So let's just let's just get the concepts down. So I'm gonna add some guys. Scotty Barnes is a fringe player. We can add him. Russell, not many people projecting really well. Townsend a probable or chalky. Towns has upside though. Edwards ended up getting ruled in, so we can just put him in the pool. If you like that game environment, maybe we stack it up and run it back with somebody because they're not very owned. We're looking at ownership and we're looking at RGV. DeJounte Murray's a solid play. He's not as chalky, but he's decent. Podal. Collins has been getting a run. Everyone else worthless. Okay, over here we got Wiggins. We got Baisley. We got Trey Man. We got Poku. We got Roby. Look at this smash for 3,400K. Guess what? How many points I got left? I needed for my last spot. Happened to be 3,400. Isaiah Roby happens to be smashing right now for 36 fantasy points. Just letting you guys know. But I was going to play him anyways because he's green. Josh Giddey. Upside. Look at this ceiling. He's been exploding. He's one of the last players I'm adding in for OKC. So that's what I'm saying, guys. We just add players in that are going to score points. Why am I looking to go, oh, is Favors going to get a run tonight maybe? Maybe blowout? No. Why not play a guy that might get 14 minutes? Okay, here's the Houston value because Wood and Porter got rolled out, so we want to grab these guys for value. We'll probably get a bunch of them. A game stays close. You never know. Booker, Aiden, and Paul, all three good play. The rest of them, maybe you can grab Bridges on the ceiling, but he's getting priced up a little bit. And, you know, the other guys use a lot of ceiling. Okay, here's a good one. Jokic is very expensive. The value's not that strong tonight. So maybe this is a build where he's obviously low owned, but he can go off for 70 guys. He's definitely a guy I want in my pool, but I don't really think Cousins is ruled out right now. So I think that might help him a little bit maybe because no one else is. I mean, JaMychal Green and all these other guys play center, but I don't want nothing to do with that game really. I'm not targeting it. You know, Looney, possible, Steph Curry. I like to add these guys into my pool that have upside. So even though they're projected bad, we're not going to get any of them because when you run the builder, you won't get any of them. Donovan Mitchell's good. Everyone else, Clark, you know, Clarkson's okay. These prices, maybe Conley. Someone should score. We got LeBron, maybe, you know, like AD, the rest of them junk. I ain't even playing Westbrook. Look at this projection. Crap, dude. All right. So, guys, you can add more people. So we got a pool of 75, which isn't bad. We do have some red. But you notice how we got rid of what? I'm on the wrong side. I was like, we don't have that much red, do we? I was like, a little bit of red. We grabbed some fringe guys. Like these guys are pretty fringe. Okay, we probably won't get any of them in our pool. But now let's see if we can run 150. All right. I'm gonna try to make this video quicker, a little bit quicker. Man, I'm almost pushing 300 on this lineup right now. Kuz at 58, Halliburton at 50. I just need Vooch and Sabonis at 34, 37. Donovan DiVincenzo coming at 20 and Roby at 36. Lineup's pushing some good numbers right now, boys. Yeah, we are 10th in the world qualifier, and we are 22 out of 693 in the last final with the fourth quarter to play for a lot of teams yet. Come on, guys. Let's get there. All right, sorry. Well, we had to talk about something when we were running this 150, right? All right, so we got the 150. Let's see if it changed. I mean, we still got a ton of Gary Trent. We still got all the same guys that we had. See? So just because you eliminate your pool doesn't mean you're not going to get the same guys, right? We will literally exact same lineups. Okay, so next, let's look at our games. We know Orlando sucks. So we put Trae Young in a group, right? Conventional player. I'm not going to show all the groups. I'm just going to show a few. So, what would happen if Trae Young wants to go off? Who do we got in that game? We got a group made. I usually use this group feature over here, which is sweet. So you go group A. I want these guys all in a lineup. Maybe not Franz. Purpose of the video, let's just get rid of it. Okay, perfect. Now we're down to 74 guys. All right, these three guys I want in a group. I also don't want ever to play these guys together. So, this is cool. This is a learning experience. We are going to now force in Trae Young at 10%. All we want. Maybe we only want 25% total. So some range, okay? Okay, we really didn't want these fringe guys, but and let's go look back and see where our centers were. So Clint Cabela, 75. I only want like 15% of him, right? I want like 20% of him. I want like at least 15% of him. So we start adding percent. So now when we run lineups, we're gonna get it with some Orlando guys in it. But we made a group that says if Trae Young is in a lineup, we have to fix this, right? We want one of these guys, right? Actually, we could put 1 to 2, right? Or you say if it's close, you want both. So basically, you'll get Wendell Carter with Jalen Suggs or Cole Anthony, and then some with you possibly both. And if you want a little bit of both of them, what I would do is we know that we added Trae Young to 10 to 15%. So if you wanted, so you didn't know which one to go, say you want 5% here and 5% here. And then when we run the lineups, it should equal out somewhere in there. Trae Young's in a lineup, you're going to get that. Why would we want an Orlando guy in the lineup if Trae Young, why don't we just one off Trae Young, right? One off Trae Young? Yeah, we could do that. But you know what happens when we one off Trae Young? He scores 40 fantasy points and the game's a blowout and Orlando guys don't get there or Trae Young. So we have to hope the game's close. Trae Young drops 60 fantasy points because we need ceiling scores. And what would happen when Anthony would be flame, Suggs would be a flame, Carter would be a flame. So we want that game to stay close. That means we need a game stack. Everyone's like, when do I game stack? Well, when you probably think your stud needs to stay in the game and make it a competitive game. Same with like this Phoenix-Houston game. Like, yeah, we could take some one-offs in this game, but most likely Booker, Paul, and Aiden aren't going to get a ceiling game unless KPJ or Wood or whoever's in this game is going to keep it slow. But, I mean, Booker's a good play by his price. Trae Young's a little bit more pricey. So, like Booker, I would one-off Booker because of his price. And that's based on this RGV. I think he's good at 8.7. I know that RGV for Trae Young's going to be a little bit better. But I just think Capella's back now. They still have a lot of these options playing. And, you know, Trae Young can go off at any time, but I just feel like there would be an Orlando guy in this game to stack. And now Boston, we just talked about that. We definitely want a little exposure to these guys. And say we want Jaylen Brown's not going to pop at all, so you want 10 of him. Because, look, his ownership's nothing. Derek White we like. Maybe we want to be about 10% of Derek White. Also, maybe we don't want to play Derek White, Jaylen Brown, and Tatum in the same lineup. So what we would do is we would build a group. And now we have Jaylen Brown, Derek White. One of those three guys is a one-off in a lineup. And then maybe we don't want to play Horford and Grant Williams together. So you could have Tatum, White, Brown in a lineup with Grant or Horford. One of the each. You could have, but you can't have all the guys together. So then maybe you only want like Grant's gonna pop a lot. So maybe we only want to be like I'll adjust our percents after I get some of these stacks in. Okay, another stack I like to do. Kuz has been hot, and this game is looking close. So this is a game stack I would group out. I would go into groups, create a new group. I make this Kuz. I like Kuz tonight. He's in my lineups actually. Hopefully they can keep going off here. I hope for the best. So let's put Kuz in a lineup. And so if Kuz is in a lineup, I want him to play both positions. That's key. We want to group some of these guys. We're gonna get a lot of these guys grouped. So maybe we only want a max of 3 of these guys ever. And we don't want to play like, I would say maybe you don't want to play Terry Taylor and Jalen Smith in the same lineup. You make a rule for that. That's that one. Our other rule is we want like Tyrese Halliburton, Buddy Hield, at least one of these guys, maybe our main guys here in this lineup. You can put all of them in this build if you wanted to. So when you go to the groups, you have Kuzma and then you have 4 guys, right? And say we want 2 of them, 2 to 3 of these guys. But we also made a group that we don't want Smith, Taylor, Buddy in the same lineup. Did I put Buddy in the wrong lineup? I put Buddy in the wrong lineup. Yeah. So we want 2 or 3 of these guys. We don't want Buddy or Taylor and Smith in the same lineup. So we would never get Taylor and Smith in this group together. So we'd get one of the other. Or we could get Stephenson, Buddy, and Halliburton. So maybe we don't want like Halliburton and Buddy in the same lineup because they're both shooter dependent or something. So you'd build a group and say, hey, I don't want Halliburton in a group with Buddy. And Halliburton's not going to pop, so we're going to have to add like 15% of him. Or whatever percent you want. So, all right, let's go on the next one. You know, and what you do is you keep going down with the rules, but these are rules that I'm putting in, so like I'm adding exposure to them. Like I want Kuzma in lineups, so we're gonna run it back with some Indy. We think this is a good game environment, and he's decently owned. We got Halliburton on the other side that's not owned. We got some of these guys are owned though. We're gonna get some of those guys, but we want to make sure we get some Halliburton and the lower owned guys. You know, when we sort by this RGV. We're looking at lower owned guys. DeJounte Murray's lower owned. Let's get at least a feel to him. Right? We're going to sort down more. We got DeMar Rosen. We might want like 5%. We really like that game. Or maybe we want 10% of him. Right? We want to get some of these guys in here that are different, you know. This was late news. Maybe we get him more at center. We want to cap Grant Williams a little bit. Julius Randle's low and he's been smashing. Say we want 10% of him, right? We want to grab some of these ceiling guys. Sometimes I'll just sort by the ceiling because I've already made my pool. Anybody in this pool I want to play, right? So I built this pool of guys that I want to play, guys with ceiling scores. This ain't going to be a guy with a ceiling score that's like Russell Westbrook or something, minus 6.5. Awful, right? So these are guys all I want to play, so I want to add some exposures to them. Jokic, super low owned. Maybe we just want 5% of him. Or maybe we want like, hey, if he plays, maybe we want like a Jokic, Steph Curry type combo, you know, something like that. That'd be kind of rad, you know. But he's pretty low owned. Randall's low owned. So maybe if we play, let's do it this way. We can play Jokic in any lineup, but if Steph Curry's in a lineup, let's create a group. Steph Curry's in a lineup. We want. Actually, I want Curry. I just put him in. All right, we want Curry here. Sorry, Steph Curry. If Curry's in a lineup, we want Jokic. Easy. Look at that. So now we're going to add 1 of 1. So if Curry's in a lineup, we got Jokic. But if Jokic can be in other lineups without Curry. Yeah, that works. So we added some exposure to Jokic. And maybe we want like 7% Jokic. And then Curry, we want 5. So we'll get a couple more lineups without Curry. So maybe he has a beast game. And then, you know, maybe Denver Bulls out Golden State. They haven't played very well at all, you know. So you kind of just go down this lineup. You know, Booker's kind of low. We want to grab like 10% of him. Sabonis, we already added percent in. These other guys I'm not totally crazy about. Like I love Fox, and he's not going to get a lot of lineups. We want him. He's lower owned, right? In that game, yeah, really low owned. So that's another thing. Did we game stack this one yet? No, I would game stack this one. So basically, like we want Fox and Devin. There's like some of these guys in this game environment. So basically, what I would do is I would probably pick Fox in a group. So let's do that. And then we'll run it after this and make sure we can do it, guys. It should be quick. We should be finishing up the video. It's not gonna take too long. Just bear with me because when we run this, I want to make sure it's got like different factors. We want Vooch, maybe Kobe, White, or DeRozan. Right? My lamp's going off right now. That's awesome. Let's go. Come on, Vooch. Vooch is sucking right now. He's killing it. Yeah, I mean, the bonus almost at 50. Arobi at almost 40. Vooch at only 35. He's my problem. Who's at almost 60. Halliburton at 50. He's such a smash lineup, too. I need Roby and Wiggins. I need Wiggins. He's only got 14. Aaron Wiggins is a value play of the night. So, all right, let's get into it. So let's let's say we want one of two of these guys in a lineup with Fox. We could also do it like if Vooch is in a group. We go Vooch. I like Vooch tonight. Obviously, he's in both of my lineups, killing it right now. Killing me. Maybe he'll get some. Oh, he just scored 2.5 points. Just went up $1,500. He's the key. He's only like 12% owned, 11%. These guys are like, Roby's like really low on like 6%. So he's a big factor. Oh, I just moved up $7,000. Let's go. Let's go. And we're hot tonight. Yeah, we're winning a bunch of tickets, $2,500 tickets. We're winning a ton of stuff. We're 9th in the Mega 888 right now. And we're 4th in the live final. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Finish strong, boys. Finish strong. I don't know if there's OT in that game. There might be OT in that game. Oh, there's still 3. Oh, it's a close game. There's 4 minutes to go. That game goes into overtime. Ooh, Vooch just stole the ball from Fox. Fox isn't in that lineup. Let's go. All right, boys. Sorry, I'm distracted. It sucks when you're winning a bunch of money, you know. It sucks, I know. It sucks. All right. Focus, Jake. Don't distract me again. All right. I don't even know what I was doing. Oh, we're adding Vooch in here. So what do we want? We want Fox in a lineup. We want Sabonis. I really want Sabonis in the lineup. We want DiVincenzo. And we want Barnes. I like that. But I want maybe 1 to 2 of these guys. So like I'm gonna up my exposure for Fox and Sabonis. DiVincenzo's a value play. So we're gonna get him anyway. We don't need to up it. And then maybe you want like 5% Barnes or something. All right. So you guys can see how I'm doing this, right? It's pretty simple. Like we're building some game stacks. Some of these other ones I don't really care if Steven Adams is a one-off in a lineup. Simmons can be a one-off. Like I'm not high on this game. It looks to be a blowout. We don't know though. We have the guys in our pool. Toronto, we have these 2 value guys. These guys are going to be really popping. You know, so maybe we want to make sure there's a run back on the other side because they're not really popping. So maybe we just want a little bit of exposure to say 7% to Russell, and maybe we want 5% to Towns or something. So yeah, so if we run it, then we can see what happens. And oh shoot, we're gonna get a lot of this guy. Roby's not gonna be popping as much, but some of these guys I want. So let's just run it and see what we get. So we did some rules. We got our build rules set up. We got some groups set up. You guys can see what I'm doing. I'm building a 150 lineup. We haven't even got to the main part, which we should talk about. We should talk about it, right? This percent owned based on your contest. I'm running 150. I'm probably playing the fadeaway or something with, you know, massive amount of entries or something. Okay. So I want to get different. Okay. Here's one good thing about this. We have a saved lineup and it's 297 with 181. Well, this time we didn't get that in our build. Before we got that in our build. All right. So now I don't think we got that in our build. So yeah, we're down a point. That's perfect. That means we're not building too chalky. We don't want the optimal lineup to be in our 150 build. Okay. So we want to start bringing this number down a little bit. We want to bring this number down a little bit too. So we saw about like percent owned. We got some chalky lineups. See how chalky these lineups are? We really need to bring them down a little bit. All right. Well, how do we do that? How do we do that? How do we do that? I'm falling in the ranks now because my guys need to get in the game, aka Aaron Wiggins. Speaking of that guy, he's probably jockey. Go over and see what. Okay, so we've added some guards. We got a bigger pool now, you know. So we got some Jalen Green, which we didn't even talk about that game. I like that game. Maybe we add more Jalen Green, but you know, maybe we say, okay, we need more of that game. It's popping now. These guys are popping, right? So if Jalen Green's in a lineup, maybe we want a group. We'll come over here and Green. Then we say we want Ayton, Booker, and Paul. Now, we want 2 of these guys, right? 1 to 2. But, wait for it. Someone asked me today, earlier today, a guy goes, man, Rody, what do I do? What do I do? Like, I want to play Booker and Paul. I got them in a lineup. Why are we building lineups at 2 p.m. for one? We don't do that. We're a waste of time tonight. I mean, hell, I couldn't even build till after lock. I couldn't even build my lineups till after lock. RG was down. But regardless, we have that group. Well, now we want to build another group. It says, hey, if Booker's in my lineup, I don't want Paul in the same one. So now when it gives me Jalen Green in a lineup, which will go manually add him into this lineup, say we want 10% of him, right? 10% of him, and we want like 5% of this guy. He's probably gonna pop anyways. RGB value. So that's what we want to do, right? Okay. So we're gonna get some green. It's gonna give us like 8 and Paul or 8 and Booker, like a nice little pick and pop combo, right? We like that, or just one of them. This could be Paul, Booker, or Ayton, you know, because we have the rule set for 1 to 2. Sometimes I like to bump up their odds so we get a little bit more of them. So, yeah. Sorry for the ums. Apologize. Let's run it again. I know, so boring to run it. So boring. We gotta run this stuff. All right, so we want to talk ownership. We want to make sure we bring the ownership down. We continue to add guys. You could also put rules in for talking guys like Gary Trent on Toronto's on the same team, right? You got Trent and OG Anunoby on the same team. Maybe we don't want this combo. Like, how much are we getting of that? You know, like OG's coming in at 65 lineups and Trent's coming at 135. Maybe we only want like 40% of him. When we want like 20 to 40%. Jalen Smith's like in everything. Do we want to just lock him in? Maybe he's the play we lock in. Even Chenzo's coming in high. Maybe we only want the field of him, right? Maybe we only want like 40% of this guy. You know, like I don't want to get too crazy because like maybe we want only 40% Murray. We want to get some of these other guys in actually. Let's bring that down to 30. Wiggins is going to pop now. OG might pop. Maybe we never want over 50 of him. We got more Vooch, Grimes. We got Grant Williams. Maybe we want to cap him. He's going to pop a little bit more here. Capella, we only got him at 15. Tyrese. Some of these guys we're not getting a full projection. Sakiam, we didn't even talk about him. Maybe that same Raptors game, we want a little bit of him. DeRozan, maybe we want more of him. Russell, we're starting to get some guys down here. Maybe we want like 10% of Mitchell in that game. Maybe we want some more Kobe White. We're not getting enough of him. Isaiah Roby, we didn't get any of him. We want him as a value play. Drummond's starting. We want him some now. We want to get him in there. You know, maybe I know he's not starting, but he's still going to play minutes. Lance is going to play minutes. Maybe we want him in there. So, you know, Curry's not getting in there. He's probably better playing Patty Mills, your favorite player. Right? Patty Mills, let's get 10% of him. So you just kind of edit it to see where you want. And then just think, there's more guys over here in the pool that aren't even showing up here. And you can go by position and kind of work your build. We wanted to start driving this ownership down, right? I'm going to get the question tomorrow. I get the question, how much ownership do you think I need in this contest? Jake, it's a $5 single entry with 1,200 people. What do I need in this contest for ownership? I said, I don't know. I don't build lineups until 6 p.m. They're like, oh, really? It's 2 p.m. I know. Maybe you should not ask me at 2 p.m. Oh, we got to build. Okay, so we still haven't got the same lineup. We're still good on score. We're still getting a little amount of ownership here. We're starting to get some of our hearts, which is our favorite plays that we're up in here. We might not be getting, we might still be too chalky. You just kind of go through lineups, you know. And here's the thing. If you're only building 20 of them, what you do is you can still build 150 and do the same process. And then you can just go through these lineups and look at them. Like, okay, and then save it, and then boom, save it, and boom. And then pick out 20 that you want. Like, you don't need to play this lineup or this lineup, you know. They're going to be within our salary constraints. You know, if you got one that's like popping it, like, oh, this guy's only like 5% own or something, or Kuz is coming in low own, or say, hell, I want a lot Kuz, or I want more Kuz. I want to be double the field on Kuz. I want 30% Kuz. Like, what other guys I don't have, you know? Like, maybe I need more. We're getting a lot of this guy now. We're getting a lot of Wiggins. Well, maybe I'm okay with 70% Wiggins. Yesterday I kept 3 guys at 70. And I literally had 3 guys at 70, you know, capped. And I was okay with that. You know, that cap. Come on, OKC tie that game. Maybe I want to bring down OG, or let's build a rule. Actually, let's build a rule. So I want to build a rule. I know I'm crazy, but this is how it is. 2 of the best projected guys in the game. I want to build a rule where I don't want both of them in my lineup same time. I know, it's crazy. I think one of them's gonna go off. I don't even know. I mean, we can look at the game right now and tell you if that's a good rule or not. Gary Trent's the guy you want. Stakium's got 34. He's busting, and OG's got 9 points. See, one's having a ceiling. My build rule idea is smart, but I'm not gonna tell you we're not gonna be. This is before slate. Just think about before slate. We're gonna be jamming in OG and Gary Trent, right? We got both of them at like 40%, in our build, right? So obviously only Gary Trent's doing good. OG's at 9 points. Okay. So who did we end up with more Gary Trent at 40%? OG dropped down to 37. They're both about 40%. So basically 40% of your lines, I'm gonna tell you right now, 40% of these lineups are gonna suck. Right? But we don't know. We don't know. We're building lineups with information we already have in the future. It's like we're building lineups in the future. Or is it in the past, but we know the future? Back to the future. All right, let's get back to it. All right, guys, we're here today building lineups. Look, our points are dropping. Look at that ownership, baby. We've added a few rules. We're not putting 2 of the chalkier guys in the slate together. We've added a bunch of single-digit 15% owned guys. Roby, no one's playing this guy. He's actually going off. I'm winning a bunch of money right now. Both my lineups are going off. I'm over 300 on the one. Roby has 42 fantasy points. I'm not adding Roby in because of that. I'm adding Roby in. Why are we adding Roby in? Okay. What did I explain to people earlier? What's chalky? Guards. Spend up guards. But if you spend up on guards, that means you got to pay down other spots, right? So people are going to be playing these value plays, right? What are the value plays? Wiggins, Grant Williams, like Jalen Smith, Grimes, Roby and Collins are both on here, but they're farther down on the list. They're not as projected high as these other guys. So all these other guys are going to try jamming Taylor in. Now you got Sengu, Poku, but no one's thinking about Roby and Collins right here. So these would both be great plays if you even want to add some Collins in. He's popping a little bit. Maybe you want 5% Collins. But we also talked about doing the opposite. We talked about the spend ups at center. So we got Capella, which we capping him. We're still unsure on his minutes. He's a good play, but we just don't know about the game. We got him capped a little bit. We're gonna get some, but we like Vooch. We like some Siakam. Sorry, we like Sabonis. Maybe we up that to 20. He can play forward too. Drummond, we're getting a little bit. We never up to 8 in a little bit. Maybe we want 5 of him. We got 15 of Roby. He's our different play. So when you start constructing these lineups, and I'm adding these percent owns to get different in spots that people aren't playing. So people aren't playing center value. They're playing these other guys at value. Drummonds. They're playing Vooch. They're playing, Sabonis. These guys are actually low. A lot of people are playing. It looks like Drummond's chalky. It's actually quite mixed. Baisley's getting some play there. Siakam. It's pretty mixed. A lot of Capella. Capella was very chalky. So, if we're going to get different, we're going to go lower than him and we're going to go higher than him. See, we're getting different in our builds. And then we just hit run. It's that simple, guys. Everyone's like, what do I do? I don't know what to do. I'm like, dude, just build lineups. You love them. But I'm not picking players, guys. I mean, I'm kind of picking players, but they're all green projection. They're all good projection. You don't see Lou Williams in my lineups, do you? I mean, he got his start off the bench, a record start off the bench, leads the nation in 6-man or something, or in a game or something, coming off the bench or something. Record for games coming off a bench. Cool, but he set a record. But he's not in my lineups because he's not going to score me points. These guys here, look at this. Gary Trent can go off for 50. Kuzma can go off for 50. DiVincenzo goes off for 50. Sengun gets minutes, goes off for 50. Jaden Smith, we just seen him the other day drop a bomber. Seth Curry can get hot, right? Buddy can go off a ton. Murray can get hot. Boom. Ownership. Boom. Points. God, it's that easy, right? Come on, guys. Just build lineups with me. Just build lineups. Easy. I got the build rules set for you. Easy peasy. We didn't even do any of that. So I don't use this because I'm doing what I'm showing you on the video. But if you're on a time crunch, you get home at 6 p.m. from work, You already entered the 150 at work today, and you're like, shoot, now I don't have time to do this. What I do, or recommend to do, would just set a max ownership. If it comes out at 200, set it for 180 or something. Give yourself 20% off, or 21, do 81, be oddball or something. Oh my God. I just hit it big. Roby's off for 43. I really need Aaron Wiggins. I'm making like 17, but I'm so close to a second, third in the ticket. It's like sweating on this DF. I can't. I'm done. I'm not gonna finish. I'm probably gonna fall from this. Phoenix game still close with Houston. Hey, that game's still close. Remember we talked about that Suns game? Paul is 21, Aiden has 17. Booker's a guy only with 10. So you see what we did earlier when we built lineups? Everyone's like, oh, I want Booker or I want Paul. Everyone's, I got to lock one in. Why? They're all projected pretty decent. Booker's projected the worst. He's doing the freaking worst, right? These two are doing way better. I mean, by the end of the game, it could be totally flip-flopped and Booker could go off for 30 points in a quarter. But still, I have more Booker than I have Paul. And I added Booker specifically. Did I know Booker's going to suck? No, I don't know Booker's going to suck. So we build lineups to get different exposures because that's what we're doing, MME, right? But we're still building good lineups because, Booker's still projected well. He just sucks. So those lamps are dead. That's pretty simple. Okay? So we're building good lineups now. We got two of the chalkier guys this late, Trent and OG, not in the same lineup. One goes off, one doesn't. We got some exposure to the OKC game to match Murray. We're probably getting some maybe Giddey, or we got Roby in there. Baisley's popping in there a little bit. We didn't set any specific rules, so we're kind of one off in that game. But like you're either hoping Murray goes off for 60 without OKC guy, which one of those guys gets there, but we don't necessarily need a game stack to get there. But like I said, I'm loving these lineups right now. I mean, that one's a little chalky, but if we look through it, we can see if we got some low-end guys. Buddy's not coming in that high. These guys aren't really that high owned. Like Kuz, like some of these guys are a little bit high owned. He's going to be a late addition, so he's not going to be as owned. I mean, they're still kind of chalky. I mean, we can work to get it better though. I mean, we got the Kuz stacks. That's a Buddy Hield, James Smith Kuz stack. Well, it's exactly what we want. And then we're just rotating some of these good plays around it. Trey Mann's probably a little bit low owned because Grimes is low owned. But you guys see what I'm doing here? I don't want to take up too much of your time. This is the meat and potatoes. This is the stuff right here. This is the goods. Like everyone what's the sauce coming? When's the sauce coming? This is sauce right here. This is sauce. Like Rhodey knows what he's talking about. Rhodey knows what he's doing. He's just good at what he's doing. So I mean, it's just I don't MME that often, but when I do, it's pretty good. I mean, hell, I just took down the showdown for the Super Bowl. What's the Super Bowl? Yeah, was this on FanDuel? I mean, it was a little chalky, but $111,000 off 750, not bad. But I mean, we built good lineups. We had Hopkins. I do the same thing. I go in football. I just take all these guys and I'm like, okay, who's not owned? Oh, Hopkins. I'll add 20% to him. Oh, this guy's not owned. We'll add 20% to him. Do we want double tight ends? What kind of groups do we want? We don't want these two guys together. Maybe we want double running backs, so we won't build a group. Maybe we don't want double running backs. So, if Mixon goes off, then P. Ryan's probably not going to go off. If P. Ryan goes off, then Mixon's not going to go off. But if you got like Cam Akers and Henderson, maybe two guys get touchdowns or something. So I left it kind of open there, but I made a rule that Henderson, Sony, and Cam, so all three weren't in a lineup or something. Like, that's kind of what you want to do on the showdowns and stuff. That's similar to what we're doing with this MME build, is we're doing that, and say, hell, we haven't even got to this Lakers game, but if you got Donovan Mitchell in a lineup, maybe you want to run it back with LeBron, like add LeBron in there, or AD. Like, I'm not going to keep making build rules because we got to get going, but like you can see, this can be longer. Like you can have a few more games in here that you want. Maybe you want to build rules in the Toronto Minnesota game or something, or maybe you want to open or tighten up the salary. Maybe you only want $400 left on the table or something. Also, if you change this to 2, this will help you guys with ownership a little bit. It's gonna get more swapping, so like you'll have more players available. Oh, KC game done. I fell so short. 304 points. I know. I really wanna cry. I'm in 5th place. Vooch did it to us, guys. The bonus went off for 53. Roby for 43. Who's Wiggins sucks, that 3K guy that we got probably jammed in all of our lineups. Where's he at? What happened to him? Oh, he's a guard, shooting guard. Yeah, so he's in 60% of our lineups. I mean, that's fine. Maybe that's all we want. We just reran this again, so I'm gonna leave it probably right here at the end of the video. But Trent's in 40. You know, OG. We got some other guys, but we changed it to 1, so we're gonna get some more random guys, I think. You know, so we'll scroll down and make sure you got all guys you want. Like, see this list? Look at this list. These are all players I want to play. Like, there's not guys in here I don't want to play. Like, this isn't very difficult. Like, I don't understand. Our ownership's still a little high. Our optimizer's not really right because of this Terry Taylor at 0.05. I expect this like in the 200. So this guy's probably owned about 20%. So I would expect this to be around 19 to 20% higher. So I think 200. So if we're targeting 178, we're probably okay. Let's look at high. We might have one higher than that. Yeah, this might still be okay. You got Seth Curry. No one's really playing him. You got Vooch, different combo. We got a little mini stack here. He's chalky though. But I mean, Seth Curry's not that chalky. You know, DeJounte's getting lower ownership. DeJounte come in at Morant's going off, dude. Do we have any of him? He's 2%. Giddy dropped 52, so we might want to get some Giddy in there. We probably do. We got Roby, Baisley, Magic guys because of our stacks. But so normally I would make sure if I got guys in here, I get a little bit exposure to these guys. So Wiggins is coming in pretty chalky, but if Wiggins doesn't get there, aka he didn't, maybe Giddy would get there, and he's a different pay up from Halliburton. He's a different pay up from like Russell and those guards. So he would be a play off his own team actually. So if you added like 5% of him, and maybe you only wanted like 40% of this guy. Some people don't play as heavy. They don't lock people. They don't like, I'm not playing guys over 40, 50%. That's what they do. And you know, so you got this guy. Maybe you want some Trey Man at 10%, Baisley at 10. So then you just kind of make it, or you want to build that group and stack this. You know, if Murray's in a lineup, make sure you got 1 or 2 of these OKC guys. You know, so that's just kind of what it is, I think. And yeah, I think we're gonna end the show. We'll run it again. The video, not the show. I mean, that'd be cool to be able to show. We'll just add some more exposures. We brought Wiggins down. I want to see if we can get a little different. We added the unique player rule, so I want to run that again and show you guys what that really means. So yeah, just bear with me right now, and we're gonna get through this video to the end. You stay. We'll probably be less than an hour, so that's pretty good. This is a complete MME build. I did the whole show you how to remove all the players. We excluded 460 crap players. Let's look at them. You want to see them? Look at them. Junk, guys. Do we play any of these crap guys? I don't see any of these guys going off right now, too. I don't know. Maybe Jaren Jackson, Bane might have been a good play. But look at it. It's just junk. That's all junk. Don't even play it. Take stances. These 74, juicy. I love them. These are my guys. And we never got any Detroit guys in there, so if you wanted to, we did put a couple in the pool to run back to Boston. There's that option. We did just do another build, so let's check it out. We got a little decent projection. See, like we're only 2 points away from our projection, and we are the same ownership, but like I said, this should be higher. Terry's definitely 20%. So if we're targeting around 180 to 150, we're probably pretty good. So we can see a little bit of a drop, I think. So high to low, percent owned. Let's look at it. So as we go down, we should start seeing a drop in points and ownership. So we're dropping in points and we're dropping in ownership, but we're not too, look, we're 40%, we're probably 20 to 40% down, and we're like 10 points down-ish, less than that. So we're not losing a ton of points. Look at this one. This is a really good lineup right here. So if you went through and started picking him, Cole Anthony, and nobody owns this guy. We have him in our pool. He's not with Trae Young though, but maybe he does good and Trae Young still fails. You know, he actually had a pretty good game tonight. So that's a good lineup because it's at 290, right? Like, what did we need? That's what we needed, right? 294. Look at these lineups. These are really good lineups, guys. Like, you know, Segun's not going to be that owned. We got Randall in this one at 9%, 289. Like, there's like good lineups. Still 289. We're dropping massive percent now. So these are really good lineups, in my opinion. Fox at no ownership. A nice little game stack with Vooch. It sucked. You still got Grant Williams and Wiggins, which are chalky. But you got Segun. You got OG in this one, which he sucked. You got Murray's doing well. You know, but you're still like close in points in projection and ownership. Like, look at these. These are nice. These are nice builds. The bonus at 9%. Fox. Game stack with DeRozan. DeRozan's he's smashing. This is the winning lineup right here. Literally. This lineup right here probably has a ton of points. I'm not gonna lie. So Fox has 56. DeMar has 55. Sabonis has 53. This lineup's literally smashing. Sadiq Bey does have 50 in that Boston game. Seth Curry, what did he have? Drummond had 41. Seth Curry had 34. So he's had a good score. DiVincenzo had probably a good score. Wiggins sucked at 14 though. But like Grant had a decent score. Like, you guys see what we're doing here? We're in the future now. We know what this lineup produced. Isn't that crazy? DiVincenzo, Kobe White at 50. I knew I should have played White tonight. I didn't. I usually play White and like Vooch or something like a game stack, double game stack, like Sabonis, Fox, Vooch, and White type of build for single entry. But I went like a Vooch and DiVincenzo and Sabonis, and then Fox was in the other one with Vooch. Vooch was in both times, which sucks. DiVincenzo has they're 22, but he's only 3,900, so he's got points. And Buddy Hyde, they ended up winning that game against Washington. Buddy Hyde had 33. All right, 33 is okay. Jaden Smith only ended up with 18. He really hurt my lineup. Two guys, Wiggins and Jaden Smith and Vooch. Man, I had a solid lineup. I had a takedown lineup too. So man. All right, boys and girls, we're going to call it here. We got some really good lineups. Let's go all the way to the bottom. The lowest owned, what is it at? 272, 72%. Now, this is getting a little crazy, but this lineup's really good, to be honest with you. This might be your best lineup, actually. Wow. Double center. Ben down with Randall, Fox, Kobe White. These guys all dropped 50. I mean, 50, 50, 50, 50, 40. I mean, hell, this is your worst lineup. It might end up be the winner. Hell, man, this is a good lineup. Look at these lineups we're building. Fox went up with 56. Drummond 41. Randall ended up with 55. I mean, this lineup's dope. I can tell you what, this lineup's dope. This lineup, look at all these hearts. Okay, I'm gonna show you right now. I should screenshot. Let's screenshot. Right. So we'll show this in our preview. This is a lineup we made, right? I made this before I knew these scores. Well, I really knew the scores, but like I'm not doing anything different. Giddy 50, Grant Williams doing pretty good. Like, this is not this lineup. I might even add this lineup up in real life in a minute. Grant Williams had 30. Now, this lineup's just so good. This lineup's unstoppable. All right. So, I don't know how good Zach Collins is doing, but maybe he's all right. I think that game's just finished. He only had 9, so he's our weak link. But we probably got a better lineup somewhere else in there that's like without Zach Collins, because usually if I do unique 1 lineups, like I'll get a lot of the same guys. If you do 2 like I just did, you're getting different guys, and that's why the ownership drops a ton, because it's starting to throw new guys into these lineups instead of like mix and match in a core type thing. So we're going to end it here. It should be about an hour video total with the intro, because the intro is sweet. Don't forget to like, subscribe, as always. Comment below. If I didn't answer your question, I will probably make a new video for you, because that's what I do. The DMs are open. They've been blowing up lately. The slap's really good. I would say that lineup is juicy. We have our lineups right here, and our optimal is 297. And literally, if you go total points low to high, our worst lineup in points wise is 269 at 100%. So we did drop 27 points ish, 26.5 or something. We did drop 26 points, but we gave up quite a bit of ownership, 80% ownership. I'm okay with that. You got Kuz, you got Halliburton, you got Fox in the slot, Kobe White. These guys all went off. Roby went off. Yeah, so this line, I might even screenshot. How many good lineups I built? Like literally just built all the good lineups. Built all these good lineups. Wow. Guys, if that build wasn't exciting, because you'll be able to go back and like see that these lineups that I built are like going off in real life, because you know we're in the past right now, but it's the future. The future is the past. I don't know. One of those. All right. One last thing. What do I always say to everyone? Let's get it. That's what it is. Let's get it. Let's get it. Really disappointed I didn't do an MME build today, because this build looks really good. And I didn't take any of the data that I knew and put it in here. You see me here. I was watching a few things. I obviously got a bunch of players in here. Like about 50% of these lineups are dead. They got Wiggins in it. But the ones that don't have Wiggins in it look good. That's because we built a good 150. So, as always, like, subscribe, and comment below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and like the video again. And then like all the other videos I got too, and comment on those too. Just kidding. All right. As always, enjoy the video. This is the MME portion of the video. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments below or my DMs, which are usually pretty wide open. Yeah, so let's get it.